Hey. I'm Kimberly Smith Austin. I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Made to Inspire podcast. I am here today with my awesome and amazing co-host, Misty Kerrigan. Hey, Misty.
Hey, Kimberly. Happy August.
Yes.
I cannot believe it is August.
Yes. The year has passed us by and the summer has just flew. We're here.
We are here in August, and we found out August is a very special month.
It is.
Not just because most of the kids go back to school, and you get, for you entrepreneurs, small business owners, you kind of get your day back. I was joking with a small business owner, and I said, is your child ready to go back to school? And she says, no, but I'm ready for her to get back to school because we both need her to be on a schedule.
Yes.
AKA the business owner needed to be on a setter schedule than she was running through during the summer because she was going crazy with all the different places and all the different things she had to do while still running her business. Sound familiar?
Oh, yes. So very familiar. Even though I will say this summer, I kept my son busy. We went, from whitewater rafting to camp after camp after camp. And then we finished up the summer with some surfing. So he's like, Mom, can I just take a week off and do nothing? And I'm like, no, but you can have a little downtime here, son, because you deserve it. You've worked really hard.
So I love that you role modeled what every entrepreneur should be doing, because your son spent weeks in different forms of his vitality, meaning you had him in a financial camp.
Yep.
He went to a spiritual camp. He went to a church camp, right?
Yep.
And he got to go to a passion, something he's very passionate about, and spend a week doing something he loves to do and learning more about it. That is a role model for all of us.
Yes.
Even though he was kicking and screaming.
You know what? What's great is you gave us a great segue into what today's show is all about. All about wellness. It's National Wellness Month. And this month, instead of talking about so many things, we decided to talk about your wellness, Mr. and Mrs. Entrepreneur, Emergent Leader, Executive, or Business Owner. It's about you and how we want to help you thrive during the Wellness Month that is here. I'm so excited to talk about this. As you know, this is near and dear to my heart.
Our heart.
Yes. Well, as a wellness practitioner, I said my, particularly not saying that it wasn't important to you, but realizing that, I do have my hands in another side of wellness. So yes, please know that I wasn't excluding you, my dear Misty.
And you bring a reputation that precedes you when it comes to one of the main parts of wellness, which we'll get into, and we'll see if people are already trying to guess ahead to which that part is and what reputation you hold. But you were doing some research and you found a very scary statistic.
Yeah, there's some stuff out here, folks. And I'll tell you, when you think about entrepreneurship, I want you to think for a moment. If someone were to ask you to name your greatest asset, what happened is most people went to their technology, they went to their IP, which is intellectual property, they went to their investments that they have as an organization. And I will tell you, those things are certainly important. They're valuable, but without wellness and without you, my friends, they don't matter. You are the creme de la crop. You are everything when it comes to your business. And so that's where we start. And so when you think about being an entrepreneur, executive, emergent leader, your vision is the company. Your vision is everything that brought this thing together. Although you've gotten other people to come on board with you, they're missionaries, they're going out into the world, spreading the joy, it's still running on the fact that you are your greatest asset. You and your wellness matter. So today we're going to talk about something very interesting. But what I found is that a lot of entrepreneurs, executive business owners are dealing with this thing called depression, anxiety, and hurting, dealing with doubt inside of their mind, inside of their body. And when you think about it, the National Institute of Mental Health said nearly half of all entrepreneurs, which is 49%, struggle with mental health issues compared with 32% of the general population. Now, when you think about this, the combination of intensity, risk, exposure, criticism, setbacks, ambiguity, all these things can be destructive. And they create long hours and sleepless nights, and just the lack of time to attend to one's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual needs, AKA wellness, AKA health. So this month, we decided to take you on a journey because we recognize, as I love to say, we love to say, your health is your wealth. And I'm not speaking W-E-A-L-T-H, which it is, W-E-L-L-T-H. That's what we're speaking about today. So we're going to give you some things, tips, tools, and tactics like we do every single week to help you go on that journey. Misty, hearing that statistic, how did that make you feel as an entrepreneur?
Super excited. My entrepreneur company is all about mental wealth, and knowing that 1 in every 2 business owners I meet needs something I have. Cha-ching! Seriously though, what it did was it put a lot in perspective of how much entrepreneurs, business leaders, small business owners, emerging leaders, how much pressure that they are put on themselves, and sometimes even how much pressure you're under.
Yes.
We had a very exciting last 2 days as business owners, and we had had some serious conversations, and it could have been more stressful than we had it, but we also had times of downtime, working out. So it is taking that. I think when you look at everyone, 1 out of 2 business owners, it doesn't mean that other 50% are on easy street.
Sure.
It really means that they just have built up some tools and strategies and actions and habits that decrease some of the things that come at you. Everyone listening right now, all of us are in this, I don't even want to say middle of the pandemic. People are like, well, when's it ending, right? Well, you have these spikes in the pandemic, if you will.
Yeah.
We have the supply chain. What are the other words we hear? Supply chain, spikes. Gas is at its all-time high than it's ever been in the entire history of gas.
Yes.
Recession.
Yes. All those buzzwords.
Yeah, everyone is going through it, but what it's saying is 1 out of every 2 are going to be ready. And it's going to be able to, I heard an amazing word, a definition of trauma last week, and it says, trauma is our ability to react to situations. And when you have trauma, you don't have some of that ability to react as you get older. So it's a maladaptation to reaction. If anything's ever happened, well, if you think about some of the things that we put ourselves under, stress, people stress them out to the thing where they can almost have PTSD themselves because of the level of stress. People stress themselves out to levels of heart attacks.
Yes.
People stress themselves out to, there is diseases out there that are self-induced through stress that the medical field has no answers to. They just know that it comes from self, and it comes from high levels of stress that the person's putting on their mind and their body. I think that that's insane that stress can affect us to that point if we let it.
That's it. So we have to be mindful and recognize that wellness then isn't nice to have, nor is it simply about trying to squeeze in a weekend yoga class. You know, it is truly a key to building block of sustained performance that enables you, the entrepreneur, the emerging leader, the executive, to make the most of all of the resources at your disposal. This makes it one of the most valuable assets. And hear this, and it must be a priority. It must be a priority. So today we're going to share with you how to start cultivating your wellness as an entrepreneur. That's what we're talking about today. And we got 3 tips for you. 3 tips like we always like to do, action steps, tips, techniques to get you in action. Number 1 is all about checking your gauges. And you know what? We decided to use a car analogy, thinking about, when we drive a car, you will see that most people will take care of their cars better than they take care of themselves. Regular oil changes, regular washings, regular maintenance. They're doing all these things for this car that they paid 20, 30, 50, 70, $80,000 for. But this one body, this one mind, this one heart, it gets on the back burner. So today, let's talk about checking your gauges. Recognizing, think about when you go to the doctor, the first thing they do, you go inside, hello, doctor. Mr. Doctor says, or the nurse comes up to you and says, let me
or
check,
Mrs. Doctor.
or Mrs. Doctor, yes. Let me check your vitals. Where are you? Let me check your blood pressure. Let me check your temperature. Let's check your weight. They want to get a good assessment about where you are as an individual before they give you any advice, prescription, or anything to go forward in your life. So when you think about that, this is super duper important that as you as an entrepreneur, check your wellness gauges. Where are you mentally? We tend to get into this hustle, go, go, go mentality. We talked about it. We're deprived in sleep. We're deprived in so many areas because we're going. So where are you with your mental, your emotional, your physical? Are you taking time to pour into your physical being? Are you exercising? Are you walking? Are you lifting weights? Are you getting that heart rate pumping? Are you doing those things? Are you also making sure that you have soundness when it comes to not only your mental, your physical, your spiritual? There's an expression says that we are spiritual beings, guys. And here on the show, we talk and we reference God and all these things all the time, because regardless of who you believe or who you worship, we're worshiping something or someone. And so we've got to recognize that aspect of ourselves to ensure that we're ready. We're ready to go about our lives. We're ready to impact the world with your product or service that you've been gifted, or better yet, entrusted with. So checking your gauges is everything. And then even your financial gauges. We've talked about this a lot. If you're not checking your numbers, there's no way you can know where you're going, where you've been, or even where you're at. So that's number one. Check those gauges. See where you are. Misty, something to add to that?
No.
What's number two?
Number two is our favorite, energy. You got to put gas in a car to have it go, right?
That's right.
What are you putting in you?
That's right.
What are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you not drinking? Are you staying hydrated? It's crazy to think that water impacts your brain to the degree that it impacts your brain and your health and allows your body to do things it does. Are you drinking the things you shouldn't in excessiveness? No, I'm not talking alcohol. For me, it was Diet Coke. Apparently that's not good for you either. But really looking at what goes in. I know a lot of things too. Are you feeling foggy? Are you feeling extra tired? And that could just literally be what we're inputting. And that inputting also comes from, what are you listening to? What are you watching? Who are you hanging around? Your mental gas comes from the things that you put yourself around. We've already talked about, you're not just the 5 people you surround yourself with, you're 3 times that. You are the 5 people that the 5 people surround themselves with. What are you reading?
That's right.
What are you intaking on the television? Is it, we hear the experts say all the time, don't just watch the news all day, that it's programmed to program you. Yeah. So really having that balance. Yes, you should know what's going on. I have very intelligent ways to do that, reading a paper, Googling some specific things, but not just staying in the news. Not, I know we have some friends that every time we come around them, it's all about recession. It's all about the pandemic. It's all about, that's not great places to live in. That's not good for your brain, and that's not good for your body. Like we said, there is mental diseases that you move to physical health. And that I read a great quote. It said, you know what, being optimistic might not change everything, but it's more likely to change the things than being pessimistic. And that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yes. Yes.
Your attitude, how you view stuff, your perceptions, all that matters, but you're in control of all that. And you could be putting stuff in there. your brain is automatically set to have you not get out of your comfort zone. We are wired to stay comfy, to stay alive. We talk about this all the time. So it really is that pushing yourself. But like we talked about in the beginning of the show, you can't push yourself if you're not in alignment with the things that need to be happening physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially to get outside that comfort zone and take that next level. Because unfortunately, most people just die in their comfort zones.
That's right.
We were reading about people that become financially crazy rich and then lose it or die at a young age. So it really is looking at that 360 of things and not just one aspect of who you are and what you do.
That's right. I love that. I love that. The other thing I think about gas in your car and what it does for your car, obviously it fuels your car, but recognizing it gives you what you need to go. But in the process of going, you also need to stop and rest and refuel. And so if you think about that in your wellness tank, in your wellness life, thinking about as you check your gas, see where you are. If you're finding yourself low, don't go. Take the time to rest, recover, repair, heal so that you can go on stronger. And the thing that's going to guide you is checking your GPS, which is number 3. Where are you going? Where are you going on this journey as an entrepreneur, as an executive? Again, so many people start the journey with a happy heart and they know what they want. They're excited, but they get inside of this journey and discover there are setbacks that will happen that will impact your results. But when you have then plugged in your GPS to your destination, you might see some detours. You might have to go a little bit slower due to traffic. But as long as you know your destination, you're committed to what's in front of you, you will get there. But you can't get there if you're not healthy. You can't get there if you're not fueled up. You can't get there if your tires are flat or you're out of oil. These things that we talk about today are directly related to you getting to that bottom line or getting to the final destination. Now, we know no one ever arrives, but as an entrepreneur, wellness is part of your arrival plan. It's on your itinerary, my friends. And if it's not, I want you to get a pencil or pen and write it in. Your success is directly related to your ability to live well, do business well, succeed well. So make sure you make some time for it. Don't leave it on the back burner. Make time for the things that matter.
God can't steer a parked car. You gotta get your car moving if Jesus is gonna help you with that wheel.
I love it. So guys,
momentum. But one of the things we do want to add is Kimberly always says a confused brain, an overwhelmed brain will do nothing. It'll just kind of freeze. So instead of getting overwhelmed and thinking, I do need to do that, I do need to start there, I should do that, it's just start somewhere.
Yep.
Don't overwhelm yourself. You can't go from all to nothing and nothing to all. What can you do today? Can you go for a walk? Can you get some movement? Can you drink some more water? Can you call someone who inspires you?
That's right.
Can you take some time to really look at your GPS and where you're going and why you're going? And our favorite, talk to a coach. Talk to an expert.
That's right.
Get some help in your corner. Sometimes you just need that person pushing you, having a little bit more belief in you than you do to get that momentum. But once you have momentum, get out of the way, because that's where you need to be. That's where I think where fate, God, whatever you want to call it, that's where they're able to steer the car and opportunity comes fast and furious because you have movement.
That's right. Movement is medicine. That's it. So we said it. Guys, we're so excited here with you today. So remember, check your gas, your gauges, your GPS, and take those baby steps. Just like teaching a teenager how to drive. You don't take them on the highway, you take them in the parking lot, give them a little experience so they can get out there and get moving. And so we say to you, like we say every single week, there is something out there waiting for you.
Now go get it.